Hey all, Chris here from Props 3D. I just finished the final touches on my new build set and I'm just about to film. This will open the floodgates to the massive backlog of Props 3D projects I've been queuing up over the last few years. I thought I'd run you through the setup. Maybe there's something here that would be useful to an aspiring video creator. I've been doing this for over 20 years, both run and gun and professionally. Yeah, this is what I put together on the budget I had and why I did. This is a Canon EOS R full frame 4K going to a Atomos Ninja. A lot of people don't realize that full frame cameras often crop in when recording in 4K. That is both a upside and a downside because it allows me to use this lens. This is a Canon 17 to 50 f2.8 constant aperture lens. This lens allows me to zoom in with no change in lighting or aperture, so it is absolutely beautiful on this camera, and f2.8 has a very excellent light collection. It is just sort of an ideal setup, price over quality for YouTube videos. Going to the Atomos Ninja 5, which is recording in 10-bit. 10-bit allows me to do, I don't like to do a lot of color or anything like that, but it does allow me to correct for errors and boost, especially since a lot of what I do is blacks and whatnot. It is pretty good for that. This is the OBSBot Tail Air. I do a lot of moving around as I go to the lathe or the milling machine or outside to do cut metal or whatnot. So I found it's pretty hard to drag that thing around. So this little guy is amazing. And I've got the little remote control for it. The remote control allows me to adjust the shot. It's a digital zoom, so I never bothered to zoom in, but it's a great camera. The autofocus is amazing. It's just like having a little second camera person with you. Then I have the Sony ZV-1. This is well known in the vlogging YouTube sphere. I love this little camera. It's an all-in-one, so I don't need a lens on it, anything like that. This is the overhead camera, also captures in 4K, also captures in 10-bit, so does a wonderful job. Then I will be doing live streaming soon. I want to be able to see what all my cameras are seeing since I am sort of a one-man band. So I have an A10 Mini here. This guy allows me to switch between camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, and see what's going on. I also have a stream deck here. This one will allow me to, especially for this video, Alt tab to my script. And this is the manual for the Viper because I want to follow along in the same way other people do. And this monitor is such an angle that the cameras don't really see it. This will also be great when I also do live streaming as well. Now for audio, I've got the old Zoom F5. This is going to a Synco, I believe it's called a Synco D1 or D2. It's a knockoff of the Sennheiser 416 made in Korea, brass body, amazing microphone. This captures sort of my B audio as I'm mucking around with things, and it also acts as a redundancy on my lav mic. Next, for my primary lav mic, I've got the new Zoom F2. It does record locally, but I have too many problems with UHF mics having blips as I walk behind metal things. And this is also a 32-bit float, so it'll never peek out. And that is going through my shirt to a magnetic lav clip. It actually sits up like that. You don't want the lav here because it'll block with your chin. In terms of lighting, I've got some aperture panel lights. I've got 2 off to the side to kill shadows. I've got 1 above. And then I have this big ol' panel here. This is a really diffuse light, lights the whole setup. Nothing's worse when you're dealing with little black screws than casting shadows on it. So you can see here, there's basically no shadow. Same with the overhead light. Got a large grid light. This is also to kill shadows. Oh yeah, I didn't even explain. Sorry, back to the camera. This is on a jib, counterweighted. So that way I can move it around as I need to. I can also adjust it to do sideways shots. So basically I can get all the close-up shots and angled shots and build shots I want on this whole counterweight. And it's on a dollied tripod, so I can wheel it around. In terms of visual interest in the background, I like to light things up. The lightsabers are all lit in here. I could probably use a little less diffuser paper. That's the Props 3D logo. I find that one mildly visually distracting, but I also really like that object. Of course, the Fifth Element stones, and then all of this is lit via addressable track light. You can see it's actually subtle animations in here. See it walking across. It's very subtle, and it was actually blown out by adding more lights. It was more obvious before, but I actually don't mind. And with the 10-bit recording, I can boost the colors in post. It's all, of course, professionally wired in to a DIY power supply, and all of this is hooked up to smart switches because being able to record very quickly is important when you have a lot of other things to do in life. So Alexa, YouTube off. That kills all of the animations, that kills all of the film lights, and just leaves me with my garage light. Last thing, I guess, also on the audio front is for live streaming. I have this whole computer, custom built this, cut it all up on the milling machine to make it as compact as possible. It's quite a powerful machine. It is what I need for lag-free streaming. But the Wave XLR, this is actually the one from the Linus Tech Tips auction. They're local to me and they had a lot of good stuff. And so I will plug the shotgun microphone into this for when I live stream so I can stream in high quality. So there you go. I think that's everything. So yeah, I apologize a little bit for the dry spell. BlamCon has been an overwhelming project as well. We wanted to get that all set up in advance. So you will soon see the Fallout 4, the Mando Blaster, the E11, Pulse Rifle. I'm also working on the new Pulse Rifle. That's all from BlamCon. Oh, as well as the AI-powered R2-D2. I know that's an R5. There's an R2-D2. I've got some cool practical projects, such as a working plasma rifle and a working coil. If you know what it is, you know what it is. I don't want to say that on YouTube. A whole bunch of prop grenades. You see this, the Nuco one there as well. I've got a lot of smaller things, like this is actually one of half a dozen battle-ready 3D printable lightsabers. Yes, battle-ready. I have bashed them around. A lot of classic sci-fi props that I am modeling right now. But also, you know, this is the David Lynch Dune weirding module. I also have the voice module for that. That's the actual R2-D2 AI, Xena Chakram, and a lot of the ones you see on here are both Props 3D and BlamCon, such as the Auto 9 will be both a interactive Props 3D model as well as a BlamCon, the SE14R, etc., etc., etc. There is an absolute ton of content coming. Now I've got all of the new infrastructure built. I've been working on dozens of projects. All you see here is actually the done stuff. There's so much more in the computer. I really wanted to have a nice big backlog so I can focus on filming. Needed to get my life into a place where I could do this and, of course, get BlamCon done. So I will, the first of these new videos, the BlamCon Viper build video done up ASAP. I'm literally shutting this off, walking to the next room and recording. So I will see you all soon in a video. And yeah, I hope you'll consider liking and subscribing. It really does help. I know interaction reminders are annoying, but yeah. Oh, I got that as well. That's actually already on Thingiverse. So if you want to make one of those, I think I still have the foot pedal. Oh, it's kicked over. It's been so long since I've recorded. Is that even plugged in? Oh yeah, there we go. So yeah, please like and subscribe if you feel fit. All of the models for Props 3D, as well as the code, of course, is free for everyone. We will also have a store for BlamCon and Props 3D, selling kits for basically everything, as well as telling you where and how you can source all the parts yourself, making that entirely optional. So if you have any questions about this setup or anything I use, or just want any general help, feel free to message me directly on Discord or post a comment in the video. Thank you so much to the Patreons that help support this channel and make everything free for all. At the VIP level, I'd love to thank Thomas Cooper, Stephen Barsom, Philip Daniel, Matthew Klabish, Chris Coolmod, James Hargis, Fernando Diaz, Chef J, CC, Big Homie, and Andrew Gergen, and of course, all the Patreons in the crawl that follows.